Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Not for the Weak podcast, real estate like never sold before. I am your host, Armando Pina. Tonight we have our special guests from Northpointe Bank, Anthony and Joseph Ciullo.
How you
How
doing,
you
my
doing,
friend?
guys?
How are you?
How are you, my friend?
Doing good.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
We appreciate this opportunity. Thank you for inviting us, and we're looking forward to spending some time with you here today.
Thank you. Appreciate that. One of the first questions that I would like to ask you is, how long have you guys been working as a mortgage loan officer?
All in,
Yes, all in.
you're looking at about 30 plus years.
30 plus
Yeah.
years. Oh man, that's a long time.
Yeah,
That's really a long time.
I entered the mortgage business probably in 1997, so that's 25 years for me.
Tell me about the company you guys work with, Northpointe Bank.
We're seasoned loan officers, and we could basically work anywhere that we want, but we choose North Point Bank because they're a leader in the industry, second to none in service, and it's one of the best banks that provide excellent customer service.
Can you explain to me the different types of home loans that are available at Northpointe Bank?
Want to give it a crack?
Sure. We have a variety of products, uh, VA, FHA, USDA, conventional. We have portfolio products, 24-month bank statements. We have investor cash flow programs. Um, we have a variety and a big array of different products and programs, one for everybody.
Nice. So, what are the requirements for obtaining a home loan?
We get that asked a lot by everyone that we speak to, and it's real simple. The requirements are you just need to be gainfully employed.
Okay.
You have to have at least 2 years of employment. You can't just start a job and be on the job for a month or two and expect to get a loan. You need at least 2 years on the job, and you need to have an acceptable credit score. And you have to have the necessary assets for your down payment and any settlement costs that you might have. So there's a combination of three things.
Combinations. Okay.
It's employment, it's your credit history, and it's your income.
Now, what about if you have a client that they've been working for 2 years straight, but they switch jobs? Different different fields though.
That's fine.
That's
That's
fine.
fine. Yeah, you don't have to be in the same line of work. It's not uncommon that people get a job and they don't like what they're doing and they change careers. As long as we can piece together 2 years of employment, you're going to be fine.
Oh, that's definitely a plus because I did work with a few lenders in the past, and they actually told me that I needed to be in the same line of work for 2 years before I was able to buy in a house. And this is actually personal for myself because this was when I actually stopped being a regional manager and I became a realtor. They told me that I needed to be a realtor for 2 years before I was able to buy another property. Okay, that's really nice to know. Can you please walk me through the home loan application process and the documentation needed? Because, I think this is the tricky part when a lot of clients they feel discouraged, right? Because they see a long list of so many different things, so many different numbers, and some of these clients they can get discouraged. Can you walk me through that?
Yeah, that's a great question. And applying for a mortgage, I can tell you, could seem a little bit overwhelming to a first-time home buyer.
Okay.
It's a pretty big process. I mean, you're borrowing a lot of money. That's going to be the biggest debt that they've ever borrowed. So the bank will require some documentation. Real simple though. You just need some pay stubs. You need your tax returns. You need bank statements for 2 months, and the process is simple and easy. Everything today is automated and electronic. We guide our borrowers to our loan portal where they put in an application. And, from that initial contact, we have automated emails that go out. We send out checklists of information that's needed. Once the borrower engages and starts to send all that information back, we quickly process the loan, we approve it,
Mhm.
we schedule to close, and then it's as simple as that.
Okay. And typically, how long does it take to get processed and approved?
Again, another great question, but it's going to vary from borrower to borrower.
Okay.
If we have a borrower that's really engaged in the process and excited about what they're doing, we can do that whole entire process and close a loan in 2 weeks. So really, it depends on how engaged the borrower is in responding to our team's emails and things of that nature. But um, I can just say on an average, it's about a 3 week turn time.
3 weeks.
Yeah, there's a
Okay.
lot of moving parts. I mean, keep in mind with the attorney, uh, throughout the process, they're going to order title. Some attorneys are a little more conservative and like to order the title towards the end of the process, and that could hold up and delay. The appraisal piece, we're going to order it right away upon application, and getting the appraiser in there is crucial. That's time right there. So I mean, if you wait a week and don't let the guy in there or girl, that could delay the process a little bit. We can move as quick as the other components move.
Okay. So I have to say this, right? I have worked with different lenders in the past, and I gave them, a few, potential buyers. We started talking, give them the buyer for them to start working with. The buyer initially gave a few, piece of information, and a month later, myself as the realtor forgot about the client. And what I came to realize was the fact that besides myself dropping the ball and not following up with my client, I felt that that specific lender dropped the ball even greater because they didn't follow up with this client as well.
Right.
So how
We
your process works as far as following up?
will
Following up.
issue a pre-approval
Okay.
to a customer,
Hmm.
and throughout the process of their home shopping, we'll stay in contact with them.
Okay.
They'll get frequent emails and calls to see how they're making out, see if they need any updated numbers. Because each home that they look at, based on the taxes and the purchase price, will change the numbers. And with the volatility in the market right now, with the interest rates going up and down, that could affect their pre-approval. So when rates jump a little bit, we got to make sure we revisit those pre-approvals to make sure they're still in line with the numbers.
Okay. Okay. That's
So
good.
they're always on our radar, and we will always keep in contact with them.
What is the difference between fixed rate and adjustable rate mortgages?
Fixed rate mortgages are loans that are given where they have a fixed rate term. There's no change throughout the whole entire term of the loan. Adjustables are a little bit different. It's a short term fixed rate. It could be a 1 year, a 3 year, or a 5 year, even a 7 year fixed rate term, and then becomes an adjustable rate. Those adjustable rate mortgages are tied into the indexes, and they're subject to change. So right now, the adjustable rate mortgage isn't as popular as the fixed rates. So the vast majority of the loans we're doing right now are fixed.
A fix. Okay. And what factors can affect my ability, myself as a client, to qualify for a home loan?
Credit, income, most importantly, throughout the process, we try and guide our borrowers, and we let them know not to make any crazy transactions and moving money around without first consulting with us. Um, uh, you know, Length on the job, switching jobs without letting your lender know.
So let's saying that, I can't stay still and I'm always shopping, going out, spending money, running my credit cards up. So will that affect my
I,
ability to?
I always tell people, our borrowers, any transactions, no new credit, no new credit cards, no new debt, anything that you're going to do with your financing, speak to us first.
Okay.
Because a lot of people think that they're buying a home, they want to apply maybe for a credit card to get some furniture, and that could severely impact your ability to purchase your home.
Okay. And let's say if, we already passed that stage. I'm getting ready to close tomorrow, 2 days ago, 2 days from now.
Nope.
Can I go buy a car to celebrate that,
Nope.
or?
Let's wait until we signed, sealed, delivered. Wait for the ink to dry, and take it from there.
Okay. Do you rerun my credit a couple days before the closing, or?
So they do what they call a soft pull.
Okay.
Okay. And the reason why the agencies do that or the banks do that, is to ensure exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
People don't go out and incur new debt, because when we're qualifying a borrower and we're approving a loan, we're doing all this based on their current situation.
Okay.
A lot of times, we're running these debt ratios right to the max. And if someone goes out and buys a six, seven, $800 car, or a new boat, or even some new furniture, it might make it difficult for them to make the mortgage payments. So we tell them to hold off on making any large purchases. And another thing, to piggyback on what Joe was just talking about, people go out and buy houses. The first thing they do is they start depositing like money, like cash, stuff that they have like laying around. So while we're instructing our clients, we're giving them a lot of to dos and not to dos. And some of the biggest things that we can recommend to borrowers are: do not move money around, and do not make large
So,
deposits.
I might have a rich, uncle in Africa somewhere. So you telling me that he just can wire me some $50,000 or something like that?
Well, that's different. That's
Okay.
different.
You
You
can get a
can do
gift.
that.
You can get a
Okay, a
gift.
gift.
A borrower can get a gift from a family member.
Mhm.
There's proper paperwork that's associated with it. So we'll send, if a, that's why we always ask the borrowers, where is the money coming to purchase the home? And if they're telling us it's coming from a family member or a gift, we send them the paperwork. It's a one-page document that we need to get filled out. If they're telling us, you know, they have a cash sideline business, and they're getting and they have some cash saved at the house, well, we tell them that those type of deposits are unacceptable, and not to deposit that money.
Okay. Do you have any specialized home loan programs or incentives available for first-time home buyers or specific, professionals or?
Yeah, Joe and I and our team, especially Northpointe Bank, we are a preferred lender with the state of New Jersey.
Okay.
And one of the programs that we're very proud of is the New Jersey Housing Mortgage Finance Agency. This is a program, a state program, that allows first-time home buyers to buy a house and actually get some down payment assistance, forgiven money, from the state. And depending on the county that you're purchasing in, it could be anywhere from ten or $15,000. So we're currently doing a lot of these type loans. They're very, very popular. It seems like the first-time home buyer is doing their own research, and they're finding out about this on their own. So they're asking us about this. But we're one of the preferred lenders with the state, and we do a tremendous amount of this volume.
So that means that I don't have to keep my closing costs money in a bank account. I can go spend the money and
No, no, you
no?
don't
Oh,
want to
okay.
do that.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
Let's
no.
not get crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking. How do you communicate with your clients throughout the whole process? How? What I mean how is do you send an email? Do you text message? Do you call? Do you even bother to following up with your clients and
Yeah.
how?
So we have a whole inside support team. Tony and I are the initial contact. We have a loan assistant. We have our own personal processor.
Okay.
And throughout that process, there'll be emails, and there's automated emails that come from our company, like Tony was saying before, that lets them know what stage their loan is in the process, whether it's just entering underwriting, whether your loan has just been approved, and then finally the great words of all, your loan's clear to close,
Okay.
and they'll get notice of that. So
So
we stay in contact with them throughout the process.
okay. One of my things when I do, business with loan officers, right? If I can't catch you on the phone after 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night, I can't do business with you. So besides the things that you just said, do you answer your phone calls, like your phone, like after 7,
Well,
8, nine
well, wait a
o'clock?
minute. I think you could answer that
No,
first.
listen. This is not for me. This is for the people that wants to
Okay.
know these things, right?
So, all right. So I will say this. Our phone is the lifeline to our business.
Okay.
And we are constantly accepting phone calls basically to our fault because it's we live for this. So it's not uncommon that we're taking calls at 6, 7, 8, 9, even 10, 11 o'clock. And I think you can attest to this
Yeah, I
because
can. I definitely
um,
can.
but yes, to answer your question, you have to answer your phone. You know, if you don't answer the phone, you could have a client that has an important question and they feel like you're not servicing them. So, whatever we're doing, as busy as we are, and you know how hectic, this business is, we're constantly answering our phones and, whether it's morning, afternoon, nighttime, even weekends.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's one other unique thing about Team Chulo is there's two of us, so you get two for the price of one. When everyone has a life. Tony might have something going on. I'm there. I'm always there. I
So
might have something going on. I might have an event, a party, something. Tony's there.
out of both of you guys, right? Which one is the most understanding?
I think Tony is a little more. Help me with the word.
I think the best way to describe it is my strengths might be Joe's weaknesses,
Okay.
and his strengths are my weaknesses. So I think it's a combination of, our personalities, our skill set, our knowledge of the business, and how we handle customers and our, internal and external customers, and our relationships with our referral agents.
Right,
Um,
and people always ask us that question. I mean, how do you work together? I mean, we're going on probably 25 years working together every single
is
day.
it that
Wow.
long?
It is that
25
long.
years.
It
That's
is
a
that
long
long.
time.
And the only thing I can say to that point is, just like Tony said. I mean, we have different strengths and we have different positions that we do at part of the team, and I think that's what makes us a solid team.
Reality. Okay. So there are any potential challenges or obstacles that I should be aware of throughout the loan process?
I think we touched on this on one of the other questions, but I will say this: the important thing that borrowers need to know that when they're applying for the loan is to not make any significant changes to their, financial situation. We've had borrowers that are working for a job, and halfway through the application process and prior to closing, they call us up and they say, guess what? I'm changing jobs. No big deal, But because that happens a lot, all we have to do is wait for them to get on the job again. But the important thing is they can't really change the status of their credit, because that's important, and they can't go out and they make any large purchases.
Okay. I have to, to be very honest and, congratulating you guys for our partnership as well. So you guys want to know uh, the way I met Anthony, right? It was a referral. It was a client that was looking for a house for another client. This realtor wasn't able to come to Northern Jersey to show these houses, and he called me up. He told me that he had a client with a Northpointe Bank pre-approval letter, and of course, Anthony was the loan officer. So I called Anthony right away because I'm trying to be in control of my narrative. Like I want to know who's this guy. The minute that I called, I have to tell you, like I was sold on it. I don't know what it was. Was your voice? I don't know what it was, but the minute that I heard you speaking, automatically something triggered in me, which was I know this gentleman will take care of my clients, my first time home buyers. Okay. Uh, and that was it. And from now, day forward, we just,
Yeah,
we just linked up and we did what we had to do. And by the way, how many deals we closed already?
I can't even count, but
Yeah,
there's been a
it's
good number of them.
a good
And
number.
I do remember, I vividly remember that first phone call because, we talk to so many people throughout the day, and some calls go better than others. And, some realtors are a little pushy, some are not pushy, some are easy to talk to. And the same must go through, for
Yeah.
you, for, mortgage, loan officers. But, um, I agree with you. We had a great connection on the phone, and even I knew that um, that you were the type of realtor that I wanted to, link up with and partner with because you were very professional. You were very serious about your client to making sure that they were getting the best possible service. And we just had a great phone
Yeah,
call.
yeah, it was. And so you guys know, especially for the new realtors out there, if you are dealing with a loan officer that do not work Monday to Monday, doesn't answer the phone calls after 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night, you need to drop your lender. Okay, you just have to. You have to understand that this is not a 9 to 5 job. Okay, the 9 to 5 is for your clients because they the ones that need to work, so they can continue to have the funds to purchase the home that they try to purchase. And our job is to make sure that we are available, whether if you are an attorney, a realtor, a lender, we need to make sure that we are available for our clients. Thank you for the fraternity, okay? And I'm so happy to have you guys here
Thank you
today.
so much. We
No,
appreciate
I
it. Thank you
appreciate
so
Thank you,
much.
thank you, thank you.
Thank you for giving us the opportunity,
Likewise.
being part of the team.